and welcome to the Hoops Factory TV podcast. I'm Jason O'Neill, along with my man Aubrey Gray. So, for our first episode, we got a very, very special guest, David Vuong, founder of the Slam and Jam Media Company, as well as event organizer for the Bring Your Game LA event. We're going to talk with him about California, Southern California hoops, what's been going on in the region. Aubrey, tell the folks a little bit about our relationship with David.
We met DV3, as he's known on Twitter. We met him at Tarkanian a couple of years ago. He was managing the event for Baller TV, doing his thing, and I had to meet the guy. Everybody was talking about him, but they're like, you got to meet this guy. And after I met him, he invited me up to Baller TV. We had a lot of great conversations, and we really we had a lot of good synergy. So I'm happy to introduce David to the podcast tonight and have his insights get to everybody and see what's going on.
Yeah, good to be here, guys. Jason, Aubrey, man. Remember linking with you guys in Vegas. It's been good energy. Like you said, always knew that we would come full circle and get some stuff working together. And man, it's good to be on the show.
We appreciate your time tonight. So we want to jump in with the topics. Obviously, number one topic is COVID, the pandemic. So It's really been almost like a grinding halt for kids in the Southern California region, or anywhere in California when it comes to high school athletics. And the CIF has really put a kibosh on anything. Talk to us about your Bring Your Game LA event and what you've been able to do and give a platform for what was the goal of the event and how has it been going so far?
Yeah. First off, this was actually kind of like the brainchild by two high school kids. Two of these high school kids, they're actually still in high school. I don't know if I'm supposed to name them or not, but along with the help of Lyneya Turner, or a lot of people know her as Prolific Events, we all came together and put together this event out. Basically, kids were looking for an opportunity to play in front of media, to play in front of scouts, to play in front of colleges. And right now it's lacking because of COVID in California. So the idea behind this whole thing was, let's get something going where some of these kids that are not well known, or some of these kids that don't have a chance to get seen, let's mix in some top-notch talent there, invite some top talent and get everyone in the same gym, get some media out there and get this thing covered, and then, build a name for everyone. Because right now, all these kids are hurting, like no matter what class you are, 2021, 22, 23, this is like two summers taken away from them. So, it really hurts. So we came together, made this event happen. So the first one, we actually created a whole bubble. So whether you're a 5-star prospect, whether you're unranked, we didn't let you in the event unless you tested negative for COVID the week of. So we definitely had to actually turn a lot of people away, which I won't name, but we had to do it the right way because we had to keep the environment safe for everyone to play in. And then tons of media came out. You guys probably saw some of the stuff on Overtime. Some of the stuff came out on Ball is Life, and then there's a lot of other media outlets out there that cover the event. So it actually gave a lot of these kids that chance or that goal that we wanted, and that was a chance for them to get evaluated. And believe it or not, some college coaches actually rang me up, asked me about the intel on some of these kids, and hopefully when the time is right, these offers start pouring in for them.
Yeah, and you find that that's really the kids that are suffering. I mean, the 5-star kids, they're going to have their offers waiting for them. It's really the kids who really don't, maybe not even are D1 kids that are going to go NIA or Division II. That really just aren't even getting the opportunities to get looks. Was that something you really thought of ahead of time when you were putting the event together?
Yeah, like I said, it was a team effort. I can't completely take credit for everything. Definitely, like first off, some of those kids, like I said, they're still in high school, so they were able to pull some of their peers together, got some big names coming. Lyneya, she's worked with Compton Magic and a few other events in the past together as well. So we all kind of used our networks and kind of reached out and, got that mix out there. Like you said, like those 5-star kids, they're already getting seen. So the key was to mix them in to the event with those unranked guys, because it kind of, in that case, it kind of evils the playing field, because the media is there trying to follow these 5-star kids, but at the same time, these kids that are unranked, they're really building a name for themselves.
Yes, David. And one of the names that I keep hearing is a kid formerly of St. Joe's up in Oakland. I'm sorry, Alameda, Jalen Thompson. All I'm hearing is great things about this kid. I actually got to see him last year at Dinos's All Frosh Soft Camp over there in Los Angeles. So tell me about Jalen Thompson's game and what he was able to bring to the event.
Yeah, it seems like every time I watch Jalen, he's just getting better and better. So just for people who don't know who he is, he's part of a Julius V Elites squad at Southern California Academy. He's a wing, could score at all 3 levels, prolific scorer, high level athleticism, and he has a lot of length, and the ceiling's high on him. He's going to keep getting better and better, and definitely future D1 prospect.
Yes. And another kid also that I saw was getting a lot of recognition in your event was the guard AJ Johnson out of Fresno, I believe at Memorial. But even Jalen Green talked a little bit about this kid maybe really assuming the mantle for Fresno basketball. Tell me a little bit about how his game is translating.
Yeah, so AJ didn't come to the first one, but he did play in the second one this last weekend. Yeah, AJ, he's definitely class of 2023, but he plays light years above his age. Very calm, collected with the ball. He has that floor general mentality, makes the right pass, but he's very good at getting into the lane. And when he gets in there, finishes with the best of them. And the sky's the limit for him. I really think he's going to be one of the top guards in this class when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I agree with you, certainly.
A couple other guys that virtually came in unknown. One guy was Kevin Sayaku, and believe it or not, he's Pascal Siaku's cousin.
Oh,
and
wow.
He actually moved out here from the East Coast. So schools on the West Coast, they had no idea who this kid was. So colleges were calling me like, "Hey, who is this guy? Like, why haven't we heard of him?" It's because, hey, he just moved here. He's from the Virginia area. So schools out here are starting to find out who he is. 6'9", very mobile, big / wing. He could actually take the ball up the court. And then when he gets inside, strong finisher. If you look it up, he has a dunk on I believe it's either overtime or ball is life, or I think both of them might have posted him, posterized a poor kid trying to contest one of his dunks. I think it got like 50,000 views in like 2 days. So it still might be up there. So definitely he's a guy that made a name for himself. Another kid that really had his stock explode as well was Rondell Moore from Fremont High School. He actually averaged 20 points a game last year, but Fremont is one of those schools that don't get a lot of media coverage, so not a lot of people knew about him. But during warm-ups in this event, he actually jumped over another kid and dunked the ball in the basket, and that clip got like 60,000 views right away. So definitely check that out. Some elite athleticism going on.
So also staying in the high school prep basketball scene, Compton Magic recently had an article written about them. Of course, got picked up by all the same overtime, Ball is Life, and networks. And it really kind of brought to light where they had come from. And the article had said that they were kind of broke as originally. And then to the point where they are now, where they almost are the gold standard on the West Coast. So my question is we'll start with DV. Would you consider Compton Magic the gold standard on the West Coast, or would you say that the West Coast as a whole is kind of represented in multiple? Obviously, you already mentioned Julius and Southern Coast Academy. Modern Day and some of the high schools have kind of reputations. Where do you think Compton Magic fits in? Are they the gold standard, or are they just kind of a piece of the puzzle?
Yeah, man. The job Hope has done with that program is through the charts. Like the stuff he's doing is legendary. When you think about West Coast basketball, when you turn on college basketball right now and you see UCLA and USC, like who do you think of? Like you see all those guys, they're all wore Compton Magic uniforms. You look at UCLA, there's Johnny Juzang, Jalen Hill, Jalen Clark, Jules Bernard, all those guys were Compton Magic uniforms. And then you look at USC, you got the Mobley brothers, and then last year you had Big O. So like when you think of D1 basketball on the West Coast, you can't help but think of Compton Magic. You look at Oregon State, they got Jared Lucas up there, so they're just all around. So definitely Compton Magic is setting the gold standard, because I don't know of any other program that's produced that many D1 stars in such a short time. And for like even going back then, uh like a lot of these kids who are tuning in probably don't remember, but guys like Jeff Trepanier, who played at USC. They've had a lot of guys through the years. Gabe York. So the Compton Magic program has always had a lot of talent. I think just in recent years, is finally starting to get that media coverage, that spotlight, where everyone finally knows, this is where people came from.
Yeah, I certainly agree with where David stands with the Compton Magic. One of the revelations might have been the 2008 team, which you're familiar with, Jason, obviously, with Roberto Nelson leading them, Joe Burton, the likes of a Justin Hawkins on that team. So as David mentioned, this thing is it's a family affair, as Tope always talks about. If the kid, it doesn't matter how high the kid is ranked, it matters how the circulation of his team is working. So you don't make a decision about a kid. It's really about how the kid fits into a team aspect. And that's what I like the most, in that it's a family, it's a family tight-knit unit. The guys obviously, celebrating the national championship. I believe they went to Cancun and had those beautiful pictures taken of parents being there, kids, and and coaches. I think that's what AAU is missing, a real family atmosphere where there's not too much skipping around. There's not too much program hopping when you're talking about the Juzangs, when you're talking about the Mobleys. TJ Leaf, I believe he started in like 6th grade. Another kid, Jalen Hands, was in 9th grade. So these kids are coming up in the grassroots game, and recognizing that they want to play with this guy and stay with this guy. So I believe definitely Compton Magic is the gold standard, along with a couple other programs, but definitely Compton stands out.
Even coming from the media side of things, when you go to a Compton Magic event, they make you feel like family. Just Compton Magic bubble, Tope took care of everyone, gave everyone that came with a camera, everyone that was filming, hooked them up with gear, hooked them up with shoes, and like Tope is one of those guys that he makes you feel like family. He makes you comfortable, and it's good energy around him. And it's just a good synergy anytime you're around the Compton Magic program.
No doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Tope, I see him as one of our mentors. Talked to him real early back in 2010, 11 about his program, and they were just getting to the burgeoning levels. So to see this happen to a guy like him, there's no guy better, in my view. So I'm one of the supporters of the Magic, and will always be that.
Absolutely, and we'd be remiss, of course. We love it. Tope gave us a very early start, gave us a lot of time very early on. We were always very appreciative of that. But we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that in addition to that family atmosphere, Tope always loves mentioning that guys like Jalen Clark, both of the Mobley brothers, Johnny Juzang, they never wore another jersey other than Compton Magic from the time they were in the 6th grade all the way up through graduating high school. And of course, those guys were integral members of that national championship team that beat Team Takeover in really one of the first crossover events we had seen in a long time in pro basketball.
And that was the last Fab 48 too. Your very last Fab 48 champions, Compton Magic. And at the time, so I was working for Baller TV at the time, and we had done tons of marketing built up to this event. And guess what happened? 2nd quarter of that game, so many people log on to that Team Takeover Compton Magic game, shuts down the server. Where servers got overloaded. That's how good of a team Compton Magic is. Everyone's tuning in. Everyone's ready to watch them play.